Close President Donald Trump says he will consider sending the suspected New York City truck attacker to the prison in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. November 1, APWASHINGTON. 2 days after a shooter in Las Vegas used modified assault weapons to kill 58 people on October 1, President Trump rebuffed questions about what the government could do to protect people from such attacks. "We'll talk about that later," he said. But 1 month later, Trump responded to the killing of 8 people in New York City, the worst Islamic terror attack on U.S. soil during his 9-month-old presidency, with a sense of swiftness and certainty, arms crossed at a cabinet meeting. But addressing reporters Wednesday, Trump rattled off a litany of problems and proposed solutions for terror attacks, which he linked closely to U.S. immigration policies. He promised to end the diversity visa lottery program that allowed the suspect into the country, and the chain migration of 23 family members that he said have followed. "They certainly could represent a threat," he said. He criticized a justice system that he said moves too slowly on terror cases. "We also have to come up with punishment that's far quicker and far greater than the punishment these animals are getting right now," he said. "Because what we have right now is a joke and it's a laughingstock." He even said he was considering sending the suspect to the U.S. military prison at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, a move that would be unprecedented and constitutionally questionable for a person arrested inside the United States. "Send him to Gitmo. I would certainly consider that, yes," he said, and on Twitter, Trump also resorted to partisan and personal attacks. He blamed what he called Democrat lottery systems, including the 20-year-old program he called a Chuck Schumer beauty. The Department of Homeland Security confirmed that the driver, 29-year-old Saifullah Saipov, was an immigrant from Uzbekistan who arrived legally in the United States in 2010 through a program known as the Visa Lottery Program. More NYC terror attack suspect was radicalized domestically by ISIS propaganda. Schumer, now the Senate Minority Leader, was part of a bipartisan group that drafted the bill creating the program. That law passed both houses of Congress overwhelmingly in 1990 and was signed into law by President George H.W. Bush. Democrats quickly contrasted Trump's swift and self-assured response to that following the Las Vegas shooting a month ago, which claimed the lives of 58 people. The Islamic State claimed credibility for that attack, waged by a U.S. citizen, but the FBI says there's no evidence to support that claim. "Now I get it," tweeted Sen. Chris Murphy, D-Con, a leading proponent of gun control. "If the killer is an immigrant you can talk about policy change, but if he's natural-born, you're politicizing the tragedy." Indeed, Trump's lashing out at Schumer brought bipartisan rebuke. New York Gov. Andrew Cuomo, a Democrat, called Trump's tweets not helpful and said he was bothered by attempts to politicize the situation. "I don't think that brings out the best in our country," Sen. Bob Corker, R10, told NBC News. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said the Trump administration has been consistent in its treatment of the Las Vegas and New York attacks. "I said it wasn't appropriate to politicize the conversation, which I don't believe we are," she said. "We're talking about protecting American lives. It's unclear what new policies Trump would propose." The White House had already asked Congress to eliminate the visa lottery. Sanders said the administration could consider adding Uzbekistan, a predominantly Sunni Muslim country, to the travel ban. Sanders offered no new details of new measures the administration would put in place to step up our already extreme vetting program, as Trump promised Tuesday night. Instead, she recited actions Trump had already ordered. The Department of Homeland Security referred questions about new immigrant vetting procedures back to the White House. More Trump wants extreme vetting, but experts say it wouldn't have stopped NYC terror attack, and Trump already has a full plate. After discussing the terror attack Wednesday, he turned to other items on his agenda: a tax cut bill now delayed in the House, an Asia trip that begins Friday, trade deals he wants to renegotiate, his yet-to-be-announced pick to head the Federal Reserve System, and judicial nominations. Read or share this story. http://sussit.ly2hixahis